appreciate it if you would do that. I got a note that says, I came up from Columbus. I feel like Casey Kasem. And now? A dedication. Dear Casey. It's not bad. It's not a bad impression. She writes, I came up from Columbus just to see you. I like everything about you except for one small habit. And I looked up and I said, Mom? Do I ask, what is the one small habit about me, Tony Katz, that you seem to have an issue with, and I will explain to you why you're wrong. Go ahead. What? You gotta give it in the bullet point. 30 seconds. Come in, sit down. What do you got? Oh, you gotta tell me into the microphone? Sure, go ahead.
You and a million other people.
Yes.
You use the word.
It's a word usage issue.
It's a word usage issue.
So I'm gonna go through a series of words. Have a seat. How are you? You're gonna be fine. See if I use them right. All right. So, fakakta.
I'm so shocked by your start.
Right? Is it fakakta? Is it mental patience? Is it the way I say Hakeem Jeffries? All right. You're gonna get back to me on this. Because I gotta do radio. You gotta keep talking. I will tell you, I have always had some very weird things I do. I have weird pronunciations, I have weird pattern, a whole host of things that I do. But I should not be a radio host by any stretch of the imagination. And if you ask the political left, they will agree. They are wholeheartedly in. We are going to get into what's going on with Cuba. But first, the Poland story, where President Trump has said they're going to send 5,000 troops. And some people saying, well, you said you weren't going to send troops to Poland. What is it that you're trying to do? This is a conversation about allegiances and alliances, a conversation about who our friends are and who our friends need to be. We often fail to recognize that we go through our own lives, and we knew people in high school, and then we knew people in college, and then we got married, and we knew other people where we moved to, and then our kids had friends, and we met those people. And some people got left behind. It's not because they were bad people. Sometimes it is because they were bad people. It's because that is the natural progression of things. How is that not true with alliances? The people we had a great alliance with, maybe we have lesser of alliance with now because we have less in common as we have gotten older and things drift. I am not saying we have to stop talking to the United Kingdom. I am saying for a nation that doesn't believe in free speech, maybe we shouldn't utilize them as our key partner. Maybe they're not as strong as they used to be when they allowed for an immigration policy that damaged them to their core. And maybe Poland, which has said we have lived through communism and the Nazis, we ain't doing this no more. Maybe that's somebody we should be more aligned with. Alliances are always political, but they should be based on an undercurrent, on a value system. And it's very possible that our value system is much more aligned with Poland and Hungary than it is with France. Now, someone could say, oh, Tony, that's ridiculous. And I'll say to you, that's somebody who's outrageously old school, who wants things to be the way they always were, especially when it comes to Europe, because they want to be Europe. That is their goal, their objective, their modus operandi. It's not mine, it's not yours, it's not ours. We have seen the European way, and we say that cheese is lovely, but everything else is garbage. We don't want the society of no free speech. We don't want the society that says we should allow basic cultural institutions to go by the wayside. We should be a nation that is welcoming of legal immigrants who want to be a part of what we do. We should not be a society that states that we should allow ourselves to lose our souls in the guise of, or under the guise of somehow being nice. Now we found the word. We found the word that I use wrong, according to my friend from Columbus here. I say less when I should say fewer, right? So I say less, so that's the problem? Okay, so I'm gonna try and use it right now. I'm gonna try and use it. Give me your name, by the way. Ginger, how are you? I appreciate you being here. Ginger, I could use fewer notes. Did I do it right? Did I say this accurately? I was just wondering. We're going on stage, people. Live streaming on YouTube. Go to Tony Katz. on YouTube and see it. We've got a lot of show to get to. We're at Greek's Pizzeria, 49th and College. You get a pizza, and the breadsticks are on me. And so far, everybody's ordered everything but pizza. There's a salad. There's shells. Oh, that guy's. Sir, don't eat with your mouth full. You're gonna fall right over. My gosh, that is awesome. That is just terrific. Good times are being had. We will speak to the people here, what's going on with businesses right here in Central Indiana. That is all coming up. You got to give me the music there, Kevin, and play me down. Can't hear you, Kevin. All right, I need music to be able to play down. Well, no, I don't go as long as I want. I hit the time. I'm working for the time. It's just we usually do a music 30 seconds in, right? 30 seconds out from the end. On the top and the bottom. Tell Matt that we'll have words later, and they will involve things that are unpleasant. I will have bigger notes than what Ginger brought me. That's what I'll have. Thank you. So the chat room, hey, how are you? TV's behind me. That's Pat McAfee behind me. And Pat and Nate. Mr. Anchor. Hold on, guys. See you. So I was trying to get the sounds proper, but right now you're just picking up me, I think. We do what we can. We do what we can. It's very cool. Do I have something with my teeth? No? Okay, good. Making sure. Oh, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. Here, look. Here, let me see if I can. There's a bunch of the chatters right there. Right? They're just hanging out. They're doing the whole thing. You should be here. Oh, it's too late to wave now. I was already done, and that's like. Pete, my breath is like candied yams. Anyway, let me get to my stuff right here. Oh, okay. I didn't see this from Matt about the bottom of the hour. I didn't see this email. Okay. Now I know. Yeah. I hear what he did. I didn't mean that. I didn't touch anything. No, it's good. It's good. Now, let's stick to segment. Bottom of the hour, top of the hour. I'll still be out at 50 on the top of the hour, and I'll still be out at 30 on the bottom of the hour. And that's the inside baseball of radio. But yeah, so I do this wrong. I do less and fewer wrong, is what you're telling me. Okay. Do I do anything right? So when do I say less instead of fewer? When does that happen? It should be fewer people?
Don't have a less chance of getting
Okay.
You don't have less people here, you have fewer. You don't have less seats, you have fewer.
Wait, is that grammatically correct, or is that personal preference? Grammatically correct. Okay. Well, you sent me a note.
Because I've listened to you for years.
And you sent me a note with a tease, forcing me to engage. You are a genius. Well, then that doesn't make me feel good at all. If a million other people are doing it, it's a fundamental issue. I want original. How is the pizza, sir, in the back of the bar? How you doing, man?
Not here yet.
All right, so your bread's sticking. I was about to say, I didn't see you pizzaing, but your bread's sticking. Excellent. Oh, look at this. Now he's, no, that's it. Thank you. I'm gonna have some the next hour. Don't worry. People are eating pizza. It's weird that I am gonna get sued for McAfee being behind me, aren't I? Right? Dear YouTube, do not monetize this video. Pat, I am sorry.
Someone I don't recognize, you take too long of pauses.
Oh, that's factual. So here we are live at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, and it has turned into Festivus. Tony, we've got a lot of grievances with you, and now is our opportunity to tell you. I use the wrong word. I use less instead of fewer. And then in the chat room, I take too long of a pause. Let me tell you, I am the king of the pregnant pause. I am that guy. Tony Katz today. Good to be with you. It is Carb Day here, and we are celebrating at Greek's Pizzeria. We are carb loading for Carb Day. The pizzas are out. The breadsticks are out. If you order a pizza, I buy you the breadsticks. It is quite fantastic. We got people from the chat room here. People are engaged. They're having a good time. They ordered. I can't wait to get into more of it with you. I did want to get into the conversation of takeovers. This has been a repeated story over the past week. The last story was there was a town in New Jersey, Long Branch, New Jersey. I didn't grow up too far from Long Branch, New Jersey. I grew up in a place called Middletown, New Jersey. So this is Monmouth County. Long Branch is on the shore. Nice place. Fun place. You can have a party there. Plenty of people found true love in Long Branch and then forgot their name the next morning. That's the kind of town that Long Branch was. And it's a story of teen takeovers. That here they come at night and you've got 100, 200, 500, 900 teens, and they've taken over and they're running around and they're causing scenes and they're breaking things and there's some looting going on. And what are we going to do about it? And they're just walking in the middle of the road and traffic issues, and there's harm that can be done. And we have seen this in Florida, and we've seen this in a host of other places. And I am a guy who believes I have an answer to this. But in order for me to solve town takeovers, first I need other people to be with me on this, right? I need other people to be with me on the town takeovers, how we end this. And in order to solve the problem, you cannot concern yourself at any level with who gets hurt or arrested. And that's how you take care of a town takeover. Now you say to me, Tony, that's very aggressive. You're being very, very rough. These are teenagers and they're acting out. I don't disagree that they're teenagers, and I don't disagree with the very concept of acting out. I'm asking a different question. Do you want this to stop? Now, I can make it stop by arresting all their parents. I arrest their parents. It's a mandatory 72 days in jail. We don't worry about your job, and now we're done. You watch how quickly parents watch their children, which is, of course, part of the issue, which is, why should I have to watch my kid? Why doesn't the state do it? When you teach dependency as a concept, you will get dependency as a result. It's a guarantee. But if we're going to say, how is the parent really responsible if the teenager in the teen takeover is 18? How do you make that? And I say to you, you're right. You're right. If it's an 18, if it's 19, we call it a teen takeover. But what do you do about them? Well, I believe in serious levels of arrests, and arrests utilizing whatever power is necessary to engage the arrest. Now I'm going to get this again from people. That's too rough. That's too aggressive. I put forth that the weak approach, the touchy-feely approach, the let's build out youth centers so these kids have something to do approach has failed. Can we discuss the fact that the idea that was put forth, which I didn't mind the idea being put forth, doesn't work? We have an issue with the idea that sometimes things don't work. You know, I was talking earlier about alliances. You have an alliance with France, you have an alliance with UK. Is that really the alliance we need for the future? The answer may very well be no. They've changed. We've changed. You know what? It's not you, it's us. However you want the breakup to go. We can still be friends though, and we can still trade, but it's not what it used to be. It isn't the same alliance. If we say that the only way to deal with kids is with some kid gloves, and it's with providing this and providing that, and the answer is more money and more money and more money, and write bigger checks and bigger checks, and create this and create that and create the other and create your mother, at what moment do you stop? Now you're learning what it is to be a progressive in America. The progressive in America does not stop. There's always another dollar that could be spent, always another check that could be written. There's always another program that could be created, because the progressive views the success of a program by how many people are on it, and you view the success of a program by how many people don't need it anymore. Is welfare a success because of who's on it, or because of who we've been able to move off of it? Which one? If it's the former, then you always have to be adding somebody to it. You always have to expand it. You always have to grow it. You always have to write another check to it. Always, always, always. And therefore, government always grows. And there's always a need. And if you don't believe in the need, well, you don't have children. That's the argument. I think that argument leads to no good reality. I think that argument is crazed, and the people who push that argument are indeed psychopaths. So let's change the argument. We arrest everybody. We utilize a fair amount of force to do it. Whatever the court costs are, they get doubled, and the parents have to pay for it, or that kid has to work it off. Now you say to me, Tony, did you just say you want forced labor? I didn't say you break rocks. I didn't say you didn't go to school. But you're going to pay it off because you're going to clean the streets. You're going to pay it off because you're going to paint over graffiti. I got 100 things. You probably have 300 things that we could be doing. I'm asking, why can't we change the dialogue? This idea that we always have to do the thing that we do, that is the failure. When something doesn't work, you stop doing it. They tell you this in relationships all the time. If he ain't good to you, you should drop him. If he isn't taking care of you, isn't treating you like a queen, you should drop him. You know what I say? If he isn't good to you, you should drop him. It shouldn't be, well, he might not be good to you, but you're in the relationship and now it can't end. That's madness. I don't believe in madness. I believe in pizza. We are at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple. That's what's happening right here. 49th and College. People are eating, okay, that is olives and banana peppers on yours, right? Do I have that right, Ginger? Olives and banana peppers. And you, sir, just cheese, or you got something on there? Pepperoni. All right, you got pepperoni. You didn't get a pizza. You got a calzone. The shells, they call them here. The shells, which are lovely. And my friend got salad, which I'm probably gonna have later. I get the chicken Caesar, and I get a side of meatballs. The meatballs here are very. You want a side of meatballs? I'll send you a side of meatballs. Oh, okay, you got breadsticks coming. That's fine. And these two people are involved in a very heavy conversation. I don't know if they know each other, but we may have just created love. I don't know what's happening. Oh, if I had a kiss cam right now on these two people, the entire room is laughing, and they don't even know we're talking about them. They have no clue. Good times are being had. Come down. Say hello. Guys, good to see you. No. Go back to your conversation. It's too late now. Good to see you. We are at Greek's Pizzeria, South Broad Ripple. We are having a time for carb day. We are carb loading for carb day. The breadsticks are there. You order any pizza, any size, any kind. The breadsticks are on me. We're toasting. We're having a beer. Good times are being had. Come down, say hello. We're here till 3 o'clock. I'm Tony Katz, and this is Tony Katz Today. Hoppa! What? Dog bites. You thought about this? Me too. Oh, good gosh. We are, if it's a problem, we don't have to do it. All right, so, all right, my out time is still 50. So it'll still be 12:55:50, I believe. That's what it will be.
The answer was dog bites and water cannons.
Dog bites and dog bites.
Dog bites and water cannons.
I love it. You're good. It's all yours. It's all right. You're a gent. Oh, look at the man. Oh, this is pretty. I'll take something. Yeah, I guess you could throw it in now. Just a cheese.
Small cheese?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a slice. I mean, that's all I'm gonna eat. But all right, boo. Thank you. Right on, coming back, coming back. How in the world do you steal all the catalytic converters of school buses? Someone broke this morning. I was like, what in the possibility is this? Tony Katz today. Good to be with you on Carb Day. We carb load. We are here at Greek Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple. You should come down 49th and College. As we are filling up there, next to me, there are 5 pizzas and someone got a salad just to pretend. It's adorable. What's going on over there? Come on down, Greek Pizzeria, 49th and College. We're hanging out. You order any pizza. The breadsticks are on me. Come join, be a part of the fun. We're here till 3 o'clock. You can get a beer. The tap room is open. That's going to happen for me pretty soon. That's right. I'm going to go full Nigel on the show. Beech Grove City Schools announced this morning that there will be no transportation. They couldn't get a bus to a single kid. All the catalytic converters on all the buses were stolen. Now, I still don't know how many buses this is. I've checked our reporting at WIBC, and I checked over at our news gathering partners at Fox 59. I don't know. They're working with law enforcement. And they had to tell people this morning, sorry, we can't come get you, drop off the kid. If you can't drop off your kid, it's an excused absence. I'm going to assume a lot of children did not get dropped off, which is how you get the teen takeovers, but we won't get into it. Beech Grove kids are better than that. So school is in session for anybody who can make it. And if you're the mom that dropped off your kid, shame. Shame. The bus wasn't working. That's as good as the dog ate my homework. That's an excuse you get to use once. Take it and run. But I want to find who did it. Now, you got to assume the buses are in a place, there are cameras and everything, right? People here are saying it was an inside job. I don't know who did it, but somebody did it. And somebody planned this. And someone saw that there was an opportunity to do this. How else do you do it? You had to assume, hey, I was driving by the school bus yard, and you know what? Nobody's watching. They've got one guard. Her name is Irma. She's lovely. She sleeps from 7 p.m. till 9:45 a.m. I'm telling you, this is gold. Somebody had to plan this out well. And then the follow-up is, not being an expert, not an automotive expert, does a catalytic converter from a bus get utilized on anything other than a bus? So what do you, is it the raw materials? Is that what they're doing? It's going to get melted down, right? Like I would somebody's fillings while they're sleeping? I mean, nothing. I didn't say that. That's crazy. So they got them so they can melt them down. That's crazy. See, everybody here knows that catalytic converters are big money. I am surrounded, ladies and gentlemen, by thieves. I am. If you could get down here to Greeks and South Broad Ripple, we need to class up the joint immediately, if not sooner. And I have not seen my wallet in 10 minutes. I don't know what it is that happened, but it is one of those things that when I find them, is the charge just theft, or is the charge something greater? Is there an additional charge because it's a school? Is it because of the amount? Is it grand theft because of the amount of catalytic converters? I don't know. But Attorney General Rokita, we know that you're listening. By the way, you should be here. You should be here, and then we can talk about the Diego Morales situation. So Todd Rokita, we know you're out there. Governor Braun, we know you're out there too. You should come to Greek's Pizzeria, South Broadway. It's quite literally right up the road. You could walk here, Governor Braun. Get over here, and then, you know what? Borrow Diego's $90,000 car. You drive over, and then we'll sit, we'll have some pizza, and we'll talk. I would invite the Lieutenant Governor, but I just don't think he's coming. I just don't think that's going to happen. I cannot wait till they find this guy. But is the theft a story about opportunity, or is the theft a story about economy? If I take a look at the Dow right now, the Dow has been up. The Dow is up over 400. The Dow today, it's up 434. The Dow is back over 50,000. There is no way to think in any capacity that we've got a war with Iran, we've got $4 a gallon plus gasoline as the average across the country. These numbers don't make sense. These numbers don't make sense. Now, Kevin Warsh was indeed installed as the chairman of the Federal Reserve. The days of Jerome Powell are over. Kevin Warsh has begun. We're going to be watching what he does with the balance sheet, whether or not we're starting to take dollars off the balance sheet and bringing things down. That's going to be the question. That could be a reason why the market feels good. Maybe they're taking a look at oil prices and think somehow, some way, a deal is coming. It's not coming. Oil is up, by the way, $96.89 on the West Texas crude, $103.40 on the Brent. Nothing about this from Midwest Main Street is doing great. The only thing we can still afford is pizza from Greek's Pizzeria in South Broadway. And so I invite you to come out. be a part of what we're doing. People are eating, they're drinking, they're falling in love, doing the whole thing. Is the theft an economic issue or is the theft an opportunity issue? My gut is opportunity issue. They just saw that there was a moment here. This is coordinated, this is planned, no one's taking all the catalytic converters from buses on a whim. Somebody had to plan it out. There was a casing of the joint and there was, blueprints. I assume the whole Mission Impossible team was involved. Find these people, arrest these people immediately, if not sooner. Somebody had asked this earlier too. Knowing that school is now out, was this a senior prank? This is going to be a hilarious story to tell from a jail cell for a high school senior. You may have to delay college for a year or 3 to 5. That may be the way this goes. Guys, I am here, South Broad Ripple, Greek's Pizzeria. Come on down and pay us a visit. Tony Katz, this is Tony Katz today. What's going on? I'll be right back, guys. Yeah. Looks like you're supposed to be there. Not bad. It's not ready. They're like, yeah, no, that's possible. Actually, you're right. But it's not like it's possibility. It's got a lot of stuff. Right. No, probably not.
Would you recognize it and record it? These folks did.
Because I'm legally blind, only question that I can mean this is not said in any other way. I want Kevin to be totally independent. I want him to be independent and just do a great job.
I'm going up to help my daughter. Sunday. And the boyfriends are helping, parents are helping. Sort of like, that means we gotta.
Perfection. Nice.
Because they're here elevated the experience.
Ran next door.
The identifying identity is John Samuelson.
Fox is Jim Russo. The suspect is from Chicago. The Indiana State Patrol are leading an ongoing investigation.
Thank you, Boo.
Start to see Friday morning, it's probably 63 degrees downtown Indianapolis.
It's working. And Chevrolet. We'll talk about it after.
Burgers were stolen from all Beach Grove school buses sometime between Thursday night and Friday morning. Classes still went on schedule, but the district could not provide transportation. So that means that any Beach Grove student who couldn't get to school would be absent. Catalytic converters are crucial because they transform harmful vehicle exhaust gases into less toxic substances. Because they contain valuable metals that
Oh, good. Good. Bravo. Good.
Since the bullet went through its gut, came out its nose and hit major structures. Says he's probably done delivering for DoorDash. Brian Henry, WBC, Mobile News.
So guys, you decide this one of three, we have, we're coming up in 2 minutes.
When I went to IU, and in the ER, I was basically having a heart attack in my mouth. They do that more, and they just think that. Well, they took one blood test at 1 o'clock, and then they didn't take another one until 7 o'clock. And I'm not trying to be religious in any way, but I just want to make sure that this guy comes in and have a problem, right?
Their expertise may not be all the local trusted
Ah, there you go. There it is. No, I've got one.
I just didn't know if you wanted an extra.
No, I'm good. I'm good. All right, let's go do some radio, people. Who needs another drink? Who needs another drink? Maybe her. Maybe her. So is there a deal for a deal? Now, you know my answer is we don't know who we're making a deal with, and there's no one to make a deal with, so there is no deal. Yet the reporting is that Qatar is now in Tehran to help make a deal come together. Maybe they're identifying who can make the deal to begin with. Tony Katz today, Carb Day, my good people. We are here at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, where we are eating pizza. We are eating breadsticks. People are enjoying. There's drinking being done. We are here, South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. You should come on out. You should always be at Greek's Pizzeria. That is the goal. That's where you get your pizza. That's where you fall in love. That's where you do all the good things. We're here till 3 o'clock, celebrating Carb Day. We left the syndicated show behind. We're going to get into Indiana things, and I'm going to get into Diego Morales and what I think is about to happen with the convention. We're going to talk about all of it. But this is just coming out where there's this whole Qatari negotiation team that they are now in Tehran. They're going to be there for the next couple of days. I hear Tehran is beautiful this time of year. And they are going to be discussing how to end the war. So there's one of two things the Qataris can be doing. They can be saying, all right, which one of you actually wants to be in charge and is okay with the Israelis shooting at next? Or they can be saying, one of you has to be in charge and end this because you're costing us way too much money. We can't stick around for you anymore. Now, listen, we had to throw some missiles your way because you threw some missiles our way. We'll blame it on the Ayatollah, and he's dead now. And you know what? Boo-hoo, poor guy. Oh, well, hope he enjoys hell. Let's move on. But now we have to deal with reality. These Americans, they don't want to stop. Listen, I don't know if the Israelis are running things or not running things, but it doesn't matter because the Israelis won't stop. They know when you go to the bathroom. They know what you're going to do in the bathroom before you do. Make a deal. Make a deal before this gets silly. If you make a deal, you might live. If you don't make a deal, I can't protect you. No one can protect you. This is going to be done. Say goodbye to your kids now. And you know what? Don't even bother. They're going to end up in the same place you are. So it's one of two things that has to be said here, because there is no conversation of, hey, you know what? You want to keep the uranium? You want to keep the enriched material? I think I could sell that to the Americans. That's going to make sense. We know Donnie. We've given a lot of money. The jet, the Air Force One, that was us. And we'll get him to go along with it. He'll go along with you having nuclear capabilities still. Nope, that's not happening. No part of this is happening. Now, there was some warning the other day that maybe Trump would accept a lesser deal with the Iranians to say that a deal is done. That's the kind of frightening stuff that has to be done away with immediately, if not sooner. There are no lesser deals that can be done. It simply is unacceptable. There is no value to it. We can't allow that to take place. And you know where I am on this subject. On the issue of Iran, the news this morning, I know it's early still in the United States, a little later in the region, in the Middle East, but we await word on those conversations that are ongoing. There's been some slight progress. I don't want to exaggerate it, but there's been a little bit of movement, and that's good. That, according to Secretary Marco Rubio, while he is in Sweden with a meeting of NATO foreign ministers, where I'm assuming he's saying to them, just write the check, do what we tell you, don't bother us, kid. There is no deal to be made. We've said it a million times. These things continue. There is no deal to be made. But what if I'm wrong? You got to leave the possibility that we can all be wrong. I know some people don't like to do that, but it is very important. What if indeed I'm wrong? And what if there is someone out there within the IRGC leadership who can get things going for a basic amount of time? They can say, okay, we're going to do this for a basic amount of time. And what do we get out of it? It's an open Strait of Hormuz, oil prices come down, and then everybody will do exactly the thing they want to do. Forget this ever happened. The Gulf nations didn't want the Ayatollah in place because the last thing they want is a threat to their hegemonic power, specifically Saudi Arabia. There's also a massive Sunni Shia issue when we talk about Muslims writ large. But more to the point, they don't care if in the end the Iranian regime or whoever's in charge is brutal to the people of Iran. They care that the Iranian regime isn't a threat to their regime. All politics are local and all interests are self-interest. That's what they want. They want the regime gone. They don't care if the people live a good life. They don't care if they have religious freedom. They don't care if they're able to open up a shop, open up a business, do all sorts of things. It means nothing to them. And there's a level to which that is understandable, because that's exactly the position of the woke right in the United States. They don't care what happened to Iran, what it goes on with Iran. They think it's none of our business. I believe that taking out terrorists like you very well might is indeed our business. But as long as that part is gone, they don't care about the rest at all. That's the Gulf region. That's a problem. I see it as a problem because the problem for us is it allows the reconstituting. And when this has to be dealt with, and pick the time frame, pick the year specific that this is going to have to be dealt with. There's a moment it's going to have to be dealt with, and we're the ones who are going to have to deal with it. So why deal with it? Why not solve it now? Why not deal with it now? We have come this far only to come this far. That is, to me, a nonsensical position. And it is my greatest fear that that's exactly the place Trump will go. Because if he can get a deal and there are no nuclear weapons, he could say, we said what we said we were going to do, and done. And you must understand that the Gulf region absolutely wants the regime gone. But as long as the regime's not a threat to them, they're good with the rest. Being good with the rest is a very large-scale problem. Now, I have in front of me, I have some Greek's Pizzeria. Pizza. Everybody else got the fancy stuff. There's somebody over there with a bacon chicken something going on. This man, a pepperoni. I don't know. There's like 9 things on that. There's pepperoni on there. There's jalapenos on there. What else is on there? Everything. Quite literally, the whole menu is on there. Okay, it's a supreme. So there's sausage. There's pineapple. Oh, there is a Hawaiian. Oh, this was you've got the Hawaiian. No, I'll get to that in a second. So please don't tell Fingers Malloy I'm actually eating pizza. You should come down. We're at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to get into Diego Morales. We're going to discuss what the story is, what we think is going to happen, why he should, as the treasurer of Indiana, Daniel Elliott has suggested resign, which is very, very worthwhile. And you got to get out here. Get down here and say hello and hang out. People are drinking, they're eating, they're having a good time. You should come have a good time. Greek's Pizzeria. This is South Broad Ripple, 49th and College, and I'm going to eat this right here. You can have some of my pizza if you come by. Yes, you can. Keep it here, guys. I'm Tony Katz, and this is Tony Katz Today.
Oh, yeah, throw that sword to
Right. Excellent. Not you. Happy introverts over there. Are you happy introvert? You're not the happy introvert on the chat? I thought she was the happy introvert. No. This is a group of degenerates. You don't want anything to do with them, Beth. This whole table should be completely. Oh, now Beth's on it. Hey. Grace, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm all right, man. How are you? A pleasure. Oh, thank you.
The whole story about him.
That's awesome.
So you get to read about my Jewish heritage in Brooklyn.
All right. Happily, joyfully.
Come fly with us. I'm serious.
Yeah, but we need. But I will. But I need to borrow the plane for more debaucherous activities. I don't know if Grace on Wings is up for that.
No, but I can use the plane for whatever we need to. So.
The private plane hookup, ladies and gentlemen. The private plane hookup. He runs an air ambulance. So that's what they do. They go and help people who need to get from one place to another.
Yeah, we're going to pick up a patient from Indiana on Wednesday that's stuck in Jackson, Mississippi, had a car accident. We're bringing them back here to Indiana.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That'll be on 796 missions.
It's awesome.
Crazy.
All right, go order some pizza. I get what you're talking about. Thank you, man.
Don't ruin my dreams.
You know that.
We understood what was happening here. Oh, good stuff.
Pizza's awesome.
When is one of you people able to talk to me? What about him? If you don't want it, we won't do it. You want Terry to do it? He'll do it. Hey, sir. How you doing? What's your name, sir? Lou. Tony Katz. How are you?
Okay. Do you have a relative who's around 80 years old named Sue Katz?
No.
Just an old classmate from 50 years ago.
Okay. There are definitely some old Sue Katzes out there who I might be related to, but not that I know of. So, absolutely. Glad you're here. Sit down, grab some pizza. Thanks for being here, Lou. When are we back? We're back. Honda with a recall of 60,000 vehicles. They cannot catch a break. First, they post a $9 billion loss, and now this. It's an issue with the rearview camera that can leave drivers with a distorted or blank image while backing up. Turn around. What happened to turning around? We have forgotten how to crank our neck. This is a serious issue, America. Tony Katz here, Tony Katz today. We are live at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. You should come by, you should hang out, you should get some pizza. And some people have already taken a smoke break. Let me tell you, if I can make Greek's Pizzeria a smoking restaurant, I would do it. I would do it. I would be lit up right now. I have cigars, but yet somehow I have got them on hold. There are savage laws in Indiana, and it has to come to an end, Governor Braun. By the way, Governor Braun, where are you? And where's the Attorney General? Todd Rokita, you have nothing to do today. You were at the track at the start of the day with competing stations. Now you can come over here and have some pizza, and we'll talk about the Secretary of State race, and just that's all going swimmingly well, and there is no drama. Be fantastic to do. So this camera has an issue, and you need to take it back. Honda Prologue between 2023 and 2025, and the Acura ZDX. Again, the same time frame. Take it to a Honda dealer, and they're going to fix it. I just believe in sharing the recall information because things can get damaging. Things can be problematic. In addition, it's one of those things that you'll see on the show sheet today is that we talked about, and we shared yesterday a little bit about how there was the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy. There was the Center for Disease, Center for Medicare and Medicaid administrator there, Dr. Mehmet Oz, talking about the fraud and talking about the arrests that have been made, 15 arrests, 15 people involved in $90 million worth of fraud. And as the Deputy Attorney General explained, this isn't even the end of the beginning. This is just the beginning of the beginning. We're just getting started in all of this. And it's important to remember that there were indeed some arrests and some charges that were brought before the story got made public by Christopher Rufo and Ryan Thorpe in City Journal. Before then, it got more public with the reporting from CBS. And then before Nick Shirley blew it all up. Because Nick Shirley blew it all up. He made this a mainstream story through his videos when you see the Quality Leering Center and all the jazz. He did this thing. And then you saw immediately that the political left said, well, this isn't real. This is just you being a racist. Instead of engaging in investigation, instead of engaging in journalism, what they engaged in was narrative seeking. The most damaging thing that has happened to society is the loss of the journalist. And there is not a J school, a journalism school you can point to in the country worth its salt. There are indeed journalists who have value. They are few and far between. They are a rare breed. But as for a J school, a journalism school, a place that actually teaches journalism and not narrative shopping, that doesn't exist. We should not look at the J school as something we should be proud of. This could be applied to what we see in med schools. If a med school has their students on graduation signing some kind of oath to an acknowledgement that they're practicing on stolen land, you're not focused on actually keeping people alive. The argument goes as follows. My father, rest his soul, used to say that the issue with the leftists is there is a person breaking down their door. They have an axe and they're breaking down your door. And they're breaking it down, and when they get through the door, they're going to kill you. And you go to the phone, you got a picture when he told the story, you still had a phone attached by a cord, and it was rotary in his world. And you get to the phone, and you were on to call 911. It was right by the window. And when you looked out the window, you noticed that the traffic light was out. The police pick up the phone. What do? His argument was that for the leftists, both things are equally bad. When, of course, the both things are not equally bad. It is clear that the person coming to kill you is a more important thing to focus on than whether or not a traffic light is out. We see this today when we talk about existential threats. The left still wants to tell you that climate change is an existential threat. I'm here to tell you that Islamists are an existential threat. I can prove it with dead bodies, and they can't prove it because their science has turned out to be bunk garbage. So take this same philosophy, right, about the person trying to knock down the door and kill you, and then the traffic light is out. This is the same thing that's true about the fraud. We already know that Minnesota had done a little bit about this. We already know that there were more cases in the works. We already saw that these centers didn't actually educate children by any stretch. And CNN didn't engage an ounce of journalism. They engaged in narrative shopping of this is racist. So I bring it back to the med school example. You are a patient, right? Or I should take it back. There is a patient. There's a patient on the table and they're dying. And the doctor comes in and says, sir, we're going to take care of you. And the patient says, I'm not a sir, I'm a ma'am. How dare you? You have to call me ma'am. Should the doctor save the life or should the doctor use the right pronoun? Which one matters? And when you realize the only thing that matters is saving the life, everything else falls away as nonsense because it is nonsense. It is unacceptable stuff. It is nonsense to be narrative shopping instead of finding the fraud, because the fraud affects Republicans and Democrats. It affects Christians, Jews, and Muslims. It affects independents and moderates, gay, straight, questioning, whatever the case may be. You don't want to focus on that. You'd rather scream racism. It's like the joke about the New York Times, an asteroid is coming. An asteroid is coming and it's going to destroy all the life on planet Earth. And the New York Times writes a headline, asteroid to destroy all human life. Women and minorities hurt worse. That's the New York Times. This is the stuff that gets pushed and isn't the stuff that matters. Now we have the DOJ with new fraud in Minnesota. 7 different programs infested by scams. You've got the writing by Stephen Dinan over there at the Washington Times. This is this 15 people, $90 million in fraud. The cases go on and on. Then there's the story of Amy Bock, B-O-C-K is her last name. Amy Bock says, because she was part of this Feeding Our Future program, that funneled $243 million to companies claiming that they were feeding children. They weren't feeding anybody. It would be impossible for them to feed. The only person feeding people right now is me, because you get free breadsticks when you come to Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. These people are right now in all food coma. It's fantastic. They ordered a pizza. The eyes were bigger than the head. I'll take a large. Well, I guess I got to eat all of it. Boom. They're laying down. People have taken off their pants. It's amazing. They didn't feed all these people that they claimed to have fed. But Amy Bock says that Representative Ilhan Omar knew the deal. She knew the fraud, and in some cases engaged in the help of facilitating its happening. Do I believe that? I don't know if I believe it. Do I believe the person in jail is telling me a story that's real? Why didn't they tell me the story earlier? Oh, that's right. They were profiting off of it. They had no reason to tell you. They were busy stealing. Do you trust that person? I don't have a good answer for you. But I'm the guy who believes that Ilhan Omar definitely married her brother to stay in the country. So I'm willing to believe anything is possible. But why aren't we investigating? Investigate all of it and do not stop. And it is with that you realize that people are more interested in Trump than ever before. Because the investigations are exactly what I voted for. And I would argue many of you did as well. The border and ending illegal immigration is what I voted for. And I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that many of you did as well. You voted for this, for these things to happen. So let these things happen. I don't know why the left is going to say that this is somehow terrible and this is somehow awful and it's all a witch hunt, but let them say whatever they want to say. They've been proven wrong 100 times. Maybe the answer is we stop listening to them. I am trying to figure out whether or not I still quote them on the show, whether or not I still play the clip, because they're hilarious clips. It is very funny stuff to hear the madness from these people, but I'm giving them audience. I'm giving them breath. I'm giving them air. You got to be aware of them. I don't know if I should share them like I should, because then people want to go and see the clips, and so the show stays on the air because the clip is doing so well. And it is just a horror show. It is an obscene thing to do. Our investigations These investigations are things we should be supporting and should be a huge part of where the Republicans are when talking about the midterms. These are the things that matter. This is why you vote for them. This is why you keep going. This is why you got to ensure that Hakeem Jeffries is never the Speaker of the House. Because if Hakeem Jeffries is the Speaker of the House, this all ends. If Chuck Schumer gets power back in the Senate, this all ends. They are okay with fraud. They value the fraud. If we didn't have the fraud and we saved the billions of dollars, it would stick in our pockets. We could use the money and pay down debt, or we could pay the debt of nurses going to nursing school, which I think is a far better use of money. Anything is better than the fraud. Everything, these are all election issues. And if the Republican Party was actually interested in doing things for the Republican Party would be talking about this. The Republican Party would be focused on this. They would be discussing it days, nights, and weekends. And right now they're not. But this investigation, exactly what I voted for. Exactly what we need to vote for more often. We are here at Greek's Pizzeria. We're going to talk pizza coming up. South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. Come on down. This is Tony Katz today. They pay me for this. All right. So now we're at the point where I'm just eating the cheese. I'm a shameful person. This is delicious, by the way. Just eating the cheese. Don't judge me. Do you sell cheese curds? I know you got cheese curds. Oh, I don't want to. No. I can't do it. Oh, no. I won't be able to finish the show.
Jeff too just said news flash Tulsi Gabbard just resigned.
Huh?
Oh yeah, Tulsi Gabbard resigned. I was just about to say that. It just broke on Twitter. Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah.
Hey, Debbie Smith here. Spring's a perfect time to reset your water quality, especially with this year from City Bay.
Something came up.
Okay. Her husband has cancer.
Oh, okay.
And that seems to be the reason. Versus Tulsi Gabbard resigns. So that seems to be the reason, as opposed to because Fox, start doing the math. I couldn't. If you weren't already bothered by Iran, you're not resigning now. It wouldn't make sense. Hey? Nice pants. Those are good pants. Those are world-class pants. I need to get me a pair of those pants.
At least you had pants on.
I had blame producer Carl. Carl did not have pants on this morning. Carl is obsessed with turning the morning show into a television show. Obsessed, and he wants cameras everywhere, and he wants switchers. He's like, why isn't anybody watching Fox 59? We are so much better. We should be watching. Like, go right ahead, make a television show out of it, right? I also now have to play the weather girl, which is not going to be easy, but I'm in to give it a go.
She's not working with you very well.
No, she's new. Wait a second. And Amber has been lovely so far. She's been game, and we got to ease into all of this, you know. Before I had Matt Baer, I had Darren Emery. If anybody remembers the Darren Emery days of traffic, right? I had Darren Emery and I had Mike Wilson as my news director in the first couple of years. That was very funny radio. That was very there have been a lot of changes. You got to deal with a lot of it. So, but she'll get there. I don't know if she'll get there, but she'll get there. She'll get to a place. What?
She likes IPAs too.
Put that every side.
Hold on. Where's Todd Rookie? Did you order, Lou? Did you order? Did you? I'm talking to you. Why are you looking behind you? I'm looking right at you. Did you order pizza? Okay, just making sure. I care. So the news breaking right now that Tulsi Gabbard has resigned as the Director of National Intelligence. I don't think it is what you think it is. Tony Katz. Tony Katz today, good to be with you at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. People are eating pizza, they're drinking beer, they're having a good time. I've got room for you. You order a pizza, you get free breadsticks. Now I'm going to get you the breadsticks because I'm that kind of person. I'm just a giver. Would love to see it down here. Come on down, enjoy yourself as we gear up. We carb load for Carb Day. It is happening. Greek's Pizzeria, they've got over 35 locations across the state of Indiana. You should go visit one of them. That's where you should have dinner tonight. Order pizza for the family. Greek's Pizzeria, GreeksPizzeria.com. That's what you should be doing right now, immediately, if not sooner. Why would Tulsi Gabbard step down? Gabbard notifying the president, and her last day is June 30th. Once you hear June 30th, you realize that the thing that you might have thought isn't the thing that it is. Because if it was an issue regarding Iran, regarding foreign policy, regarding anything else, she would have left today. She'd already be out the door. Trump would have asked her to leave. The story is that her husband has been diagnosed with bone cancer. This is in her resignation letter. Grateful for the trust you placed in me and for the opportunity to lead the Office of the Director of National Intelligence for the last year and a half. Unfortunately, I must submit my resignation effective June 30th, 2026. My husband, Abraham, has recently been diagnosed with an extremely rare form of bone cancer. At this time, I must step away from public service to be by his side and fully support him through this battle. And she continues as she gives high praise to her husband. People will want to make of this what they want to make of it, but it isn't that thing. It is the thing that it is. Family matters. Sandra Day O'Connor left the bench to take care of her ailing husband. Now, it's a unique story because her ailing husband died soon thereafter, and there she was off the bench. And it leads to real unique questions for those people about what do you do in that situation? There's a reason they don't walk away. What comes next? Walk away when I'm 73 and I'm going to live to be 87 and I can spend this time actually being impactful and quite literally being one of 9? I mean, president's one of 1, but you can't think of anything else that's more exclusive. It's a club of one of 9. Well, if the Democrats have their way, one of 43. But it's one of 9. It's a thing. You walk away from something like this because there's going to be opportunities in the future. I wonder though where her opportunities are, with what wing of the party. Because this goes to the idea that people like Thomas Massie are seriously considering a presidential bid. That Thomas Massie is a guy who could run for president. You have to be a libertarian to think that this is possible. Only a libertarian could think that Thomas Massie has a legitimate shot at running for president. I'm staring at the only libertarian-minded person I know in the room right now. Only a libertarian can be that deluded. I like libertarians. I believe in libertarian ideas and concepts. If they actually got serious, I believe they'd be formidable. And they're going to yell at me, Tony, how dare you? How dare I? I could look at the voting record. When I say you need to be serious, to be formidable, I've got the data on my side. No one is the Thomas Massie voter. And you're going to say to me, I am. Congratulations. You've proven there's 2 sides of the bell curve, but you haven't actually done anything to move the electorate. Getting on ballots everywhere, being able to position, being able to fundraise. Libertarian ideas are good, not all, but a fair amount. And they should be paid attention to. Read Ludwig von Mises. My gosh, these economists, they have something to say, but you have no shot. And I don't want people going out there thinking that there is a shot, or they should be worried about what it is that the Thomas Massie train can do. It can't do anything because the train behind it doesn't run. There is no coal going into the locomotive. Well, what if he teams up with Tulsi Gabbard? turn the conversation around. Why in the world did Tulsi Gabbard team up with him? Tulsi Gabbard is going out honorably to take care of her husband, and everybody who had written her off because she had nothing to do with Iran may have gotten it wrong. Now, he may have not listened to her. He may have wanted to go down this road. He may have wanted to make this hit because he really did not want them to have any nuclear capability. But he seems to be going down her road if he's not willing to end this thing and end the regime and end it for forever. Maybe she ends up winning in that long run on that political, philosophical battle. Maybe yes, maybe no. But people are going to look at this and say, oh, another person in the regime. Oh, my gosh, look, it was a disagreement. I'm going to take Tulsi Gabbard at her word. The fact that she is a Democrat drives me crazy. Drives me batty. Is she still a Democrat? I would argue she's still a Democrat. Has always driven me crazy. There's plenty to like about her. Foreign policy, I don't agree with her fully. And the biggest problem with her being DNI was the concern that she wouldn't provide a full picture of intelligence to allow the president to be able to make the best decision. That was always the concern. It's still a little bit of my concern. But I wish her and her husband well. I would wish absolutely nothing else on them. And people are going to do what they do. They're going to say, well, this means. No, it doesn't mean. That's not what this means. What we have is sometimes life getting in the way. People going and taking care of their family, it happens all the time. Good on them. That's exactly what you want. I do the show from home when I'm not at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, and you all look fantastic. I love the food coma that you're in. You're doing excellent, excellent work. Next round of pizza coming up. Feel free. No one breaks into the studio for my family when I'm doing the show. They know that I'm doing the show. I sometimes wonder if something would happen to me, how many of you would be able to get in touch with my wife? Tony just fell down and he's on camera, right? I'm the guy who's fallen and can't get back up. I'm turtling, and everyone else is like, this is the best live stream I've ever seen in my life. But would I walk away from the show if my family needed me? I'd walk away from the show in the middle of this show if my family needed me. And rational people do this. It happens all the time. I think there's this idea that, well, it's such a high-profile gig. No one's going to walk away from the high-profile gig. I bring up the Supreme Court thing. There's a real question that happens there. And Sandra Day O'Connor's husband was, I believe it was dementia. And what was it, Alzheimer's? Was it dementia? Was it a combination? Noting that there is a difference. And I'm not so sure, and I think there was a hard conversation there. But people engage in sacrifice constantly. They engage in sacrifice constantly, nearly daily. Honestly, that's what makes the person. Right? This is the concepts of Stoicism. This is the stuff of Marcus Aurelius. This is, what is it that we're in it for? What the concepts of responsibility, the concepts of sacrifice, isn't that what makes the man the man? Isn't that what makes the family? These are the things. And sometimes the choice isn't as hard. Now, when your entire world is about amassing power, growing power, building power, being in power, and how do I utilize that power against other people to ensure I keep the power, well, then everything is just a game to you. Your spouse is not a game. All right, maybe for Bill and Hillary, but for the rest of the country, who knows? Maybe they're happy together. Do you think Bill and Hillary? No, you don't think Bill and Hillary are happy together? That's a no. That's a no from the whole room here at Greek's Pizzeria. No way. But I don't know. I'm not in the relationship, and for that, thank you, God. People do these things daily. You've seen it in your own life. This is the most unsurprising thing in the world. I'm just sorry. It has happened. Wish her and him all the best. Let's talk pizza. What is going on in the world? Is pizza still the king of all foods that you want to go out for? Because there are some reports that people are off pizza. That report is a lie. That report is #fake news. We're at Greek's Pizzeria, South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. You need to come down. You need to say hello. You need to get yourself some pizza. There is a table here on their third round of drinks. I am not counting, but they are on their third round of drinks. Guys, come on down. Greek's Pizzeria. And by the way, Greek'sPizzeria.com. Order a pizza tonight for a dinner. Order a pizza for the race. Just order a pizza. Why are you cooking? You know you can't. Get pizza. Greek'sPizzeria.com. Keep it here. This is Tony Katz today. David Wood, right there, the guy in the gray, that's our program director at WIBC, David Wood. No, that's you. And I just want to thank him for showing up wearing a B1057 shirt. Very much appreciated. Fine work you're doing. Oh, Lord. No, yeah, I guess that shirt fits him. I was just noticing, I wasn't looking at the fit of the thing, whether it's sculpture. Obsessed with David? Ah. Hey, man, thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Just eating the cheese.
What about that? Yes. That's the way to bring it. Yeah.
You know you're going to see us, not the boss. Good to see us, Tony.
I just realized, you know what would be a good opportunity for you? You can now go from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Absolutely. What?
All I can do is make an offer. And well, order your own. I gave you mine, but order your own, Kenneth. For the record, you're close to my idea. I'm live streaming and doing other things. I'm not answering all these questions. I'm not doing it. I am. What?
I'm not doing it. I'm not leaving.
It took me a second to get the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm good. I'm solid. As I said, the social's going well, the radio side's going well. I'd like to see these more. Here, you can't control what people do on lunch. Perfect. Give it a shot.
You're competing with a lot of stuff right now.
Hey, they ordered, they made some money. Good. And in terms of value add, we did way more. So I only hope it leads to an increase in something. I appreciate the effort. Are you okay with it? What?
Yeah, I love it. And I've always taken my cue from you on, is it really the right demographic? But with the ticket, perfect.
Oh my gosh. Let's go get some pizza, people. Tony Katz today. Good to be with you. Dear Lord, Tony Kinnett showed up for the Tony Kinnett cast. We'll talk to him at 2:06. You're good right now. Just take your beer and go do your thing. Oh, wait, he's not drinking a beer. Why did I say anything? We are live at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broadway before you went to college. You should come down and have a beer with us, have a pizza with us, order any pizza. The breadsticks are on me. Good time being had. Now, the story of Greek's Pizzeria. It's a love story in 3 acts. They started in Muncie. They're the greatest pizza in Indiana. And if you don't eat here, your grandma's going to get gout. These are the 3 things that I know. It is actually kind of a really great Indiana story. Now, full disclosure, I'm thrilled that they're a part of this. We're carb loading for Carb Day. Greek's Pizzeria. Go to Greek'sPizzeria.com. It's always Greek's Pizzeria. It's not Greek's Pizza. It's Greek's Pizzeria. And come down and hang out with us, 49th and College. We're here till 3. And then order tonight, order this weekend, Greek's Pizzeria, Greek'sPizzeria.com. There's a location near you. I mean, it starts in Muncie. It starts with the guys like, I got this thing I want to do and want to create. And the things that kind of built out of that. Because first of all, how many people think of Muncie as the place to start anything? We mock Muncie. But this Indiana bit of institution started there. Right, the idea of keeping the checkered tablecloths, the idea of keeping it a little more home and a little less corporatized, the idea of it's a little bit raw, but the pizza is itself rather refined. Their whole slogan is "It's our taste," right? That is their thing. I mean, that's what they pride themselves on. What is in that sauce? What kind of tomato flavor are you experiencing? What is that cheese like? Is it the right amount of cheese? And those things matter. The idea that the pizza's too greasy, that's not the story here. The idea that, what does Portnoy call it, the undercarriage, can't hold up, that's not the issue here. Greek's Pizzeria doesn't. And they do it right. Now, a full disclosure, I do some work with Greek's Pizzeria, and I think they're great. But more, I like the idea of the Hoosier thing. And they're the Hoosier thing. They're the originators in terms of pizza of it. And I love the fact, I mean, the not everything is corporate owned, right? People have what they call franchise. And they're individual business owners going about saying, I can do this, and I can do something for my community. I can do something for my neighborhood. I adore that. Like, even when we talk about, like, friends don't let friends drink Starbucks, right? I'm not a Starbucks guy, I don't drink Starbucks. I never feel that way about Dunkin' Donuts, because the local Dunkin' is a franchisee, right? It's someone local, it's someone in your neighborhood. It's the place you're going to get the donation for the school, things like that. I don't think we should bag on those people. I think we should support those people. These are the people I want to support, man. This is as Hoosier as it comes. And it's, I love what they're doing. And so here at 49th and College, we're up in the tap room. Now, if you didn't know, they have a second floor. You got to knock 3 times, turn around and spit. There's a password. And the password is hammer. Nah, that's the password. Hammer. Nah. And then they let you up. So you get up here in the tap room. And for whatever reason, the Greek's Pizzeria tap room is based on the video game Fallout. And it's like a quasi-nuclear bomb shelter, quasi-frat house. There's no really understanding of what's happening here, except the pizza is fantastic. It's a very cool spot. And they've got, I'm actually sitting in front of a wall of TVs, and in front of the TVs is every video game in the world. I don't know, they do competitions? Is that what they do? You can just play video games? You can just do it. That's the kind of fun stuff. That's the kind of groovy that I like to see and I want to see more of. So thanks to Greek's Pizzeria for being a part of this and being a part of Carb Day. And that's right. That is right. Half the crowd applauded and half the crowd is eating pizza. They have no way to applaud right now. And the this being carb day, so we decided to carb load on carb day, which is perfect. You order any pizza, you get breadsticks on me, and you should come down and do that. Carb day has been so far interesting. We're going to get into what happened with the practice. We're going to talk with Tony Kinnett about some of the national things going on, because he showed up and he said, I heard there's beer and pizza. And it's like the bat signal. Tony Kinnett sees beer and pizza. Tony Kinnett shows up. That's the way it is. So we're going to get into both of those things and what we expect for the race, because the weather right now is cooperating. You got to keep your eye on it. Don't get me wrong, but the weather is indeed cooperating. The rain is going to push off a little bit, and that means we're going to get started on time. That means we're going to get laps in. And if a shower does cross, it's going to be easy to dry off the track and get things going again. Everything is looking great. And of course, you're going to hear the race only in one place. It's 93.1 FM WIBC, WIBC.com. I get out there starting at 6 a.m., which means the cigars start about 3:45. It is the greatest thing in the world to be trackside smoking a cigar before the race begins, knowing what it's going to be in a couple hours. It's fantastic. But we'll be out there, myself and JMV, till 11. Then the great race team will take over. Mark Janes and that whole crew gonna be fantastic. If you're gonna be at the track, come by and say hello. And I said you can win cigars. So we picked our cigars for the race. You can go to WIBC.com and see that list. You can go buy them at your local cigar shops. If you come to me and you say, I love Greek's Pizzeria, you get the cigars. First person to come to me at the race and screams, I love Greek's Pizzeria, I've got 5 cigars for you, our cigar picks for the race. Keep it here, guys. This is Tony Katz today.
I've been here like 2 hours.
That's a whole presentation.
Oh, I know what that is. I know what you are. No, that was not Rusty's coffee. That was Rusty's
I got you. Yeah,
By taking pictures of important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips and really follow.
Practice your home fire escape plan. Be sure everyone knows what to do if there's a fire. Say, ensure fire safe response.
I didn't want to go. That was getting before last night. I normally have to
Other agencies, but we'll leave June 30th because of this traffic.
Abraham submitting was taken letter earlier today. Fox News reported she had an Oval Office meeting with the president. That was the fourth cabinet member to leave in the second Trump term. President Trump just saying she's done an incredible job and will be missed. The president also just confirmed he will not attend his son Don Jr.'s wedding. Believed to be happening this weekend. Several posting circumstances for taking the government and the country. And after real orders, the deal is reached. He did look at meet the chair and Walsh, telling him he wants him to be independent.
Don't look at me, don't look at anybody, just do your own thing and do it real quick.
TMZ is on Wednesday when Bush collapsed after using a race simulator. He died yesterday, just 4 going over.
So I heard you already have already gone off on people saying that it's mostly average saying it's political.
Oh yeah,
That was already one. That's just ridiculous.
they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They are animal. You want to sit here, or do you want to?
What do you want, man?
Nah. Sit there. We'll talk this way. How you doing, sir?
Man, Brian.
Brian, pleasure.
I listen to you quite often. I've been driving up and down this corridor like every day for the last 30-something years. And I just wanted to thank you for what you do.
Oh, it's kind of.
I appreciate a lot of your insight. And you give people something to think about.
Thanks.
Without any advice,
That's really kind of you to say, sir.
Keep doing it.
I'll try my best.
Right.
That's all I can do.
But again, I do appreciate your insight on so many things. And, some of them reaffirm my thoughts, some of them think about things, you know. And I try to share some of your insights with them. But you know how some people are just don't want to hear anything.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Their thoughts are their religion, right? They're tied to it. They can't hear anything else.
But anyway, I wish I could hang out and have some breadsticks with you, but I gotta get back to work.
All right.
I'm a taxpayer.
So you're working.
Yes.
Thank you, man. Brian, pleasure. Absolutely. Thanks for coming by. It's very nice of you. Thank you for coming by. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
It's very cool.
So the chat room doesn't believe that I know how to be social. And they're like, you're around people and beer and pizza. This is so unlike you. Right? Remember, the last event did involve tuxes. So this is proving that I could do both sides of the next thing. After this, I immediately put on an ascot. Oh, I'm a very fancy man, Tony. Right? Well, that I need skull and bones. I need hasty pudding from Harvard. I need it all. I need the whole thing. So I think you might be able to hear the good man Tony Kinnan. I'm not sure, but it's okay because we're not going to let him talk much. Wow. Not good. Rude and spicy, which is how they describe my bolognese. My bolognese. Allison Lemons behind the board. Look at that. Well, and now you must choose one. It is Sophie's choice.
Comparing this to the Tiger and the guy from Pizzeria.
You want us to? Which one is which? Is that your question, Tony?
No, I'm clearly Tony the Tiger. You can be Tony Soprano.
Well, in this conversation, obviously, yes.
Just in every conversation.
I don't know. Sweet and delicious and somewhat flaky.
Only flaky in social situations.
Right. I feel that way all the time.
And you can end abruptly without any.
Right. Just go to dark. Well played. Well done. Well done. Excellent work. All right, now we're coming in. So let's bring it back to Indiana, or as the kids say, back home again. Tony Katz today, guys. Good to be with you on Carb Day. Hope you got out to the track. Hope you had fun. Maybe you're still there. You've got Hammer and Nigel from 3 to 6 happening. Oh my goodness, the Attorney General just showed up.
Oh, great.
Todd Rakita. That's hilarious. Oh, good gosh. And Tony Kinnett is here from the Tony Kinnett cast. Oh, no. Sit down. This is too funny. Do me a favor, Phelan, wherever you are, let's get the man a headset right here. And let's get this done. Look at that. We're here at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broadway. 49th and College is where we're at. We're here for Carb Day. We're carb loading on Carb Day is what we have going on. And I was saying that the Attorney General, someone's got to get Phelan for me and get this done. I'll get it up for you in a second, sir. So we got to get it going. We got to get Phelan here to get the Attorney General heard. And then most importantly, we're here on Carb Day. We got to be talking about the Secretary of State race. And Tony Kinnett showed up. I said, perfect. I can talk to him about the national. I can talk to him about the local. You stay there, Attorney General. Do you need a drink first? Do you need a beverage before this happens?
No.
I'm good. I mean, I meant a soft drink. I didn't mean the big stuff.
I'm good.
All right.
You just changed which Navy Star article is going to be written based on what he answered there.
Attorney General wasted on Tony Katz today.
Oh, please. Like he's the first Attorney General who's been wasted on Tony Katz today. Let me start with you. Let me start with you, Tony Kinnett. When you saw the last 48 hours, you see Max England get into this race. You know he's connected to the Jim Banks team, Senator Jim Banks.
Yeah.
You see the endorsements from Diego Morales fall away. You see them move. You see Diego Morales stay in the race. You are a political observer of political observers. You have great insight. You have great sources. Tony Kinnecast is massively, wildly successful Apple podcast. You work with Heritage. Hey, I try my best. Now the $1 million question. You've watched this over the past 48 hours. Give me something to relate it to. Walk me through your take on what we just saw in Indiana.
So normally, and this is a great thing to say right in front of the Attorney General, Indiana politics bores me. I don't like it. I just find a lot of the same squabbling or really minor details in state level politics to be like hilariously annoying. Like, Governor Greg Holcomb, second assistant cousin secretary, dying. I don't care for that. But when I saw
Eric Holcomb.
Whatever.
You don't even know his name.
I don't care about it. No, there are other things that matter because all the 465 stuff happens at 465. Everyone else gets left out. There are a lot of people outside of 465 who never really liked Diego, but if he's the guy, right, if he's not causing a lot of damage, okay. The moment that I realized that he had no chance in the future convention was as soon as people were saying, hey, look at all of these pockets of shell companies for transportation around the state. There are all these pockets, you have no idea what's going on, you have no idea who's running these businesses, you have 50, 60, 70 Somali immigrant shell company style businesses in these little residential communities. And then we see that Columbus, Ohio report come out from the Daily Wire. And I thought, if Diego is able to somehow avoid why he hasn't been looking into any of this so far, it'll be a miracle. And he wasn't. And when the scandal started to come out, I thought, he's done at the convention level. But who's that going to leave? Is it going to leave Ballard? I mean, the guy's about as charismatic as a wet sock. And then you got Bo Bai, who's about as authentic as Cheese Whiz. So I'm
he's cute. He's a cutie.
I'm gonna offer no comments on that one. It interested me. I actually got up a Jiffy Pop. And I sat down and I scrolled through Twitter through Indiana politics because I knew that I never trusted it to begin with.
So take it out of Indiana politics. Let's get political. Who stays in? You know the pressure that can be put on someone in these kinds of situations. You got to assume that was there. I heard stories, but I can't confirm any stories because I wasn't there for it. The pressure must have been intense. He stays in. And some people are making the argument that he might as well stay in and burn it all down. I ask you, Tony Kinnecast, heard right here on WIBC, can Diego Morales burn anything down for Republicans?
No, because the Indiana Secretary of State's office isn't exactly some kind of beautiful institution with things to burn down. This isn't Parks and Recreation. No offense, Mr. Attorney General, but you're not the Secretary of State, so you'll give me a bit of the pass.
Anymore.
As well. Wow. But you can understand
Well,
here.
the idea of the polls, that's one good thing it did, right?
That's true. And I
ran the office on a $2 million.
But it's not even about.
I'm the guy who came forward and defended you and Diego after doing the investigation on the voter situations around the state. You remember, well, you only found 20 cases of whatever. And I thought, well, the investigation, sorry about that impression was a little on the nose. I think that the investigations are important, even if I'm talking to an audience of 1,200 on YouTube. So, I mean, I defended you there, but as far as the office itself burning things down, what's there to burn down? It's not like the Secretary of State for Indiana is doing anything.
I don't mean it as the office. There's this theory that Diego's going to go to the convention and he's going to rile up the delegates, and the next thing you know, the Republicans are going to say, forget you establishment. They're going to play some level of establishment card, and they're going to go with him anyway.
So
yeah, they already are.
But Mike
They're
Braun,
They are playing that card, yeah.
Mike Braun is the governor, and like his class for the Indiana political system right now is not interesting or dynamic, and that's not a bad thing. So when I say this, whether it's the establishment side or whether it's the populist side, in Indiana, there's not really a driving motivation for the convention or for the general voter to say, well, this is it. I'm totally out. I'm done with this. Indiana has a little bit of the clown nonsense when it comes to our primary system. We do. Because it's a supermajority Republican state, and there's silly nonsense in any convention system. So when I saw this, I thought, this is mildly interesting because I like watching people that I know fight. It's funny. I mean, just to be transparent with you.
So let me bring it over to the Attorney General, talking to Tony Kinnett, the Tony Kinnecast, the Attorney General of Indiana, Todd Rapita. You look at, is that a 250?
Yes, look at this.
You have an Indiana Attorney General, 250 years, America's anniversary.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Julie Mathias of our office designed this. It's got Lady Justice, she's blindfolded, right?
The people just want to know if the taxpayer paid for it. That's all they care.
No. We have a merch store, but we all pay for it.
So
you, the
people.
employees.
Yes, the employees pay for it. I understood what. Wow.
The Reading Star article, Common Flames.
By the way, my staff doesn't know I've come over here.
Oh, please,
Make
please.
sure you do now.
If you listen carefully, you can hear them speeding up College Avenue to be here at Greek's Pizzeria at South Broadway.
The Fall Creek intersection.
I-
just happened.
I sure have.
Oh, I agree with it. That one.
Let's go over the past 48 hours for you.
Really?
But in the following measure. You and I, and we've discussed this before, and your office is a sponsor of WIBC, and you know I disagree with you on things and agree with you on things, and I haven't done anything. We've talked about these things, and you know that I'm a guy who has not been in the Diego side, and yet you had endorsed, Senator Banks endorsed. I think I have a good relationship with both of you. It was something we disagreed with. The statement you put out with Banks, which I thought was interesting. I thought that was an interesting play. You guys did not go it alone. You did it together because it was about. It seemed to me, hey, we're creating a frontier. Everyone's got to get with it, because what happened next is one of the more interesting things I've ever seen in
I got that
politics.
statement sent to me via text 26 times. My phone buzzed like Hiroshima just got it.
So there's a
Indiana politics is an interesting.
please
No, it doesn't mean it doesn't arrive on my phone every waking
burn.
hour.
Let me now walk me through it. That statement comes out, you know that you are going to get tagged. You know, sir, you're going to get tagged. But the statement comes out anyway, and your statement was stronger than Senator Banks' statement.
Well, it was nuanced. Jim, focused on the Maxine fellow, who's his staffer.
Yeah.
So that was very natural. Diego was the one I've known. He was my staffer at one point when I was Secretary of State. So I focused on that. And that, to the extent there was coordination, that was it. And yeah, I mean, Jim and I are both leaders of the party. We both adore it. And the theme of that was that we both endorsed Diego. We were both moving it. And that was the story. And it wasn't because of picking on Diego. I've been defending Diego, especially against Indianapolis media around, because I do think he's been picked on. And I do think also that a lot of what he's done has been self-inflicted. And it's not that, you can't make mistakes in politics, right? I mean, mistakes are made every week. We speak hundreds of thousands of words in any given week. Some of that, sometimes there's slips of the lip, sometimes there's this, sometimes there's that. It's how you handle it and how you earn and keep the trust of the voters or not. And when there's patterns that develop and issues that aren't solved, remember that time, in the India thing.
Right.
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
I called you and I said, hey, I went to India as Secretary of State.
It's part of his job. His job is to broker deals between the state and other countries.
Well, when I went to India, I was the first statewide officer, first elected official from the state of Indiana that ever set foot in India officially.
And you've been there ever since.
And that was in 2005. I did it, right? And I talked about it, and I'm sure I can't remember now, so it's so long ago, but when people would ask me the question, or when WIBC or somebody else would ask me the question, surely they did. How'd you go there? Who paid for it? I don't remember exactly, but I'm sure I gave the truth and just said, you know what? There were members of the Indian community. They did a fundraiser because they were so proud to be sending the first Indiana official to India. And it was their agenda, and they took me around. They showed me Delhi, they showed me Mumbai, and we have all kinds of companies over there. We had Lilly over there at the time, we had Cummins there at the time, and we got tours of that. And I came back and I talked about, the important relationship we have between Indiana and India.
Or Indiana.
It was not a deal. No one made a deal about it. So that's why I say something.
Or Indiana and Japan. I mean, and I said this.
That was before the IDC even existed.
Right, but you and I have said this before. There are certain roles that are expected of the state. I think that some things with Diego, you notice I didn't mention the India thing when I was talking about Diego. I found that a non-scandal at the time because it sounds really spicy, but it's like, wait, what's the role of the Indiana Secretary of State? It's to maintain relationships between other states, which doesn't really happen anymore, and other countries.
I mean, you don't know how close we've come to going to war against Kentucky.
Make it Illinois, and I'll draft the regiments tomorrow.
Well, we got 30 counties.
Everybody hold your powder. We'll get into more of the revolution in just a bit. We are here at Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, 49th and College. That's where the planning for the invasion took place. Come on down, say hello. We're here until 3 o'clock. We're going to have more from the Attorney General, more from Tony Kennett. I'm Tony Katz, and this is Tony Katz Today. Good Lord. If I were you, I would drink more because it's about to get interesting.
That was fun. That was great.
Let me just say for the record, going to go very far with the delegates. Just showed up, grabbed a beer, and started talking.
How about the Evan or the
Wait, what happened? Oh yeah, you did. You did. No, that part I heard. Oh my!
I'm current, I had to give up.
They let me certify.
Yes, love.
The chat is dying. They want the kittens behind you on the cam so they can see that we're really here.
I will do what I can after I'm done with this part. Hey, how are you, sir? I'm doing all right, man. Tony Katz. Well, I appreciate your line. Oh, very cool. Okay. Corey was here just a few minutes ago. Okay. I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks. Thanks, man.
We were just talking about that. Very complicated aircraft. So we got partners.
I'll always be a little private Cherokee man. Yeah, I got the other two.
Are you coming? I guess I can.
Mississippi.
I'm good. We're good.
Did you find him? Did you? Oh, they tracked him down. They tracked him down. Oh, that's the best. He got a beer. Do you want a beer?
No, it wasn't even about this. I was thinking about
This is the best day of my life.
It was the start of the wiener race.
Now I'm ready for the popcorn.
Rokita Stafford just showed up. I was like, where have you been? We've been waiting outside. This is so great. Hey, how are you? Tony Katz.
Hey, where's your 250?
I don't have to.
Say that again.
They called me there.
Thank you.
Really?
And then I was like, just go.
No, my 2 o'clock meant the wiener, the start of the wiener race.
No context.
I know. We were together at Speedway doing it at 6 a.m. And then on the way out, you asked, when's the wiener race? Finally found out. Anyway, all right, now I gotta be.
Oh, good Lord. That was a while ago. 2020. Holy cow. Pre-COVID. That's awesome.
I liked your little 60 minutes presentation. Take us through the 48 hours.
Yep.
That's real smooth.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you're.
No.
Okay. No, you're not.
All right, guys, we're coming back.
Yeah, I'm looking for a real.
So I was just sitting around Greek's Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple, and the Attorney General just shows up. That's the kind of power we've got. Won't get that from Hammer and Nigel. Tony Katz. Tony Katz today. Good to be with you. Tony Kinnett is here as well from the Tony Kinnett cast. Stopping by as we're at Greek's Pizzeria, enjoying some fantastic pizza, some good beer. You want a carb load for Carb Day. And Todd Rokita, the Attorney General, one of his staffers just showed up. She ran all the way here and said, you were supposed to be in a meeting. And he said, where we're going, there are no meetings. Can we get you a beer? You work with the Attorney General. Are you sure you don't want a beer? Right now. Okay. So you addressed Attorney General. what you put out there with Senator Jim Banks regarding Morales. Now I want you to take a look at the convention coming in a couple of weeks. You've done this on every level. You served in Congress, you were Secretary of State, you know these people. You've been on both sides of the win and loss column. Where do you think the delegates are?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, some people call me the convention kid because I've been before. And I don't know anyone else that's been before successful. And but I think I know the delegates well. And that's why, going back to my earlier answer about the statement, you got to read it again because what I said at the beginning and the Indianapolis Star conveniently cut it off. Cut the last sentence off. Now,
I'm starting to get the feeling Tony Kinnett doesn't like the Indy Star.
Yeah.
Long standing view.
But the last sentence said, you know what, delegates, this is your call, but give the Max guy a chance. Allow him to be heard, and you guys make the best. And so that was the difference, because it is a delegate's call. I've always felt that way. And if you think back to 2020, when I was in the private sector, my political career was over, and I understood that, and I was happy with it. That's how our founders, made this country, made this state. But I, just like now, it's the same situation. Back then, I saw the ice getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and there was a fellow, a Democrat from Evansville, very liberal man, male version of Ocasio-Cortez, just like Obama is a male version of Ocasio-Cortez. And that ice was getting thinner and thinner, and I knew how important this office was. We're talking politics now.
Yeah.
And so I gave the incumbent a year. They were asking me to run for a year. I said, no, he'll resolve it, he'll figure it out. And then he got his license suspended, just a couple of months before, or a month before the convention. He said, well, ice is too thin, and that's when I jumped in. And humbled to have the highest number of votes in Indiana history today as a result of that fall. So that's how these things happen. And that's the message I took to the delegates. It's the same one I took to them about Diego here. That is, look, he's a good guy. He's had some pick on him, but he's also had a lot of self-induced problems. And he cannot win in the fall. And that was the same argument. So
let me now turn what you just said. In your situation, what you're discussing is something that happened to another candidate. In this situation, another candidate jumped in. You still have David Shelton and you still have Jamie Ridnour, right? They are still candidates. A endorsement was rescinded and then moved. Does the delegate view that situation differently? Do they have is the delegate someone who's resentful? Is the delegate someone who is thankful? Have you heard from anybody?
Oh yeah, I've heard thank yous. I've also heard, you're part of the establishment now. Like, did you just say something? You're part of the establishment.
Oh, I actually have that on a T-shirt.
Totally the most establishment, Jim Banks. I think there's a lot of people on the convention side, a lot of delegates who are breathing a sigh of relief because there's something in politics we all understand, where there is someone that's your friend that starts to get a little, let's say, silly. And you kind of ignore it politely because they're your friends. And not like you're ignoring news, not like you're ignoring the story, not like you're ignoring scandal. But you give them a little bit of grace because you recognize, again, like certain outlets might embellish how awful that they are in some circumstances. But there does reach a point where you're kind of being dragged behind the wagon at some point. You're like, dude, I really would like to have gotten off this train a year ago. And we see this in a lot of primaries, right? Man, I really wish that candidate would have won, but here I am. I think there are a lot of convention delegates that are breathing a sigh of relief.
I have every confidence the delegates will figure this out and have the strongest candidate.
That's such a smooth political answer.
Oh, wait, but so it's really interesting because you take what you're doing, and it's wow.
As long as the delegates pick me, I love it.
Man, if there was a reason ever to be on satellite radio, it was that moment right there. I don't know what the delegates are going to do. And it's interesting that people like Daniel Elliott, the treasurer, came out with full-throated endorsement for Max Ingley. And not only that, hey, Diego Morales, you should resign, which was one heck of a statement for the treasurer to make. Daniel Elliott's a very nice cat. I think he's good at what he does, but I just did not predict that from him. Is there now going to be a push for right now, as we speak, Diego Morales to resign?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not behind. I think he's done, as my client, or he's one of my clients.
As Attorney General.
As Attorney General, right. He has done good work. For example, you mentioned earlier, he's been very helpful. We partnered so far, and that's 21,290.
But it was all like 21. Think of the time you wasted.
And that's not over. We have to be the cooperation of county prosecutors now, but I'm gonna hold the county prosecutors to the fire this county that we founded, and we're gonna go for prosecution.
So you're not engaged in the conversation about resignation?
No.
Okay. By the way, Tony, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, who is that?
I
No idea.
I for a second I thought it was a young Ernest Borgnine. That's the impression that I thought you were going for.
Well, I usually save my impressions for more national personalities, but
No, I'm sorry. Honestly, you're right. That's an excellent Hillary Clinton. Well done. Well done. Excellent work. Tony Kinnett of the Tony Kinnett Cast. You hear him every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. You want to tune in for that. And the Attorney General, Todd Rokita, and a staffer saying, my gosh, I wonder if there's any room on Mike Braun's staff. That is just spectacular right there. Somebody get her a drink, seriously. Keep it here. This is Tony Katz Today. Go drink.
yeah, can you let me go now?
Yes.
Oh, please. Excellent. Excellent stuff.
This was fun. Yes, sir.
I've been listening to the show for a long time, man.
What's your name?
My name's Rob.
Rob, a pleasure, man. Thank you for being here.
Everyone calls me Iceman. That's my call sign in the Navy. I'm a firefighter, rescue guy.
Well, first things first, very impressive. And thank you. Secondly, I may still just call you Rob because I have an issue with nicknames, but I'm glad you're here. I can't thank you enough for being
I
here.
heard you on the radio, man. I said, oh, I got stuff by now.
Love it.
You're awesome, man.
Thank you.
You tell the freaking truth.
Trying my best.
Seeing all over you. It's all
We did a whole thing about that earlier, and
Yeah,
it is true.
listened to that.
Yeah, but this is just showing up. It's crazy. The Attorney General just showing up. That's very cool.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
huge.
very cool. I'm glad you're here, man. Order a pizza, have fun. Thank you, Rob,
Hey, thanks, mate.
for being here. Pleasure. Thank you, thank you.
You called it out. That's unbelievable. That is cool.
Did you see Rob's face? He walking up and was like, that's too funny. Good for him. Here. I know people, they drive them crazy.
Yeah.
I've never understood it. Like, it's just the total willingness is amazing.
It's
Amazing. Crazy. All right. All right. So I heard that you guys want to see the kittens. Kittens. Where are the kittens? Look at that. All right. There's one. Oh, look at that. That's Tony Kitten. That's it. Tony Kitten, Beth Kitten. The rest of the kittens. A lot of kittens. Yeah, they're all real. They're all real people. Actually happening.
We're spectacular!
Oh. Damn. Way to do some PR. I like it. Excellent, excellent work.
Call me Tony Kidd to get my lawyer.
Yeah, well. That happens. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, we go after human trafficking.
You out of here? Same here.
I have a very crazy schedule because I'm our daughter.
Okay. Do what you have to do.
Have me money.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Hey, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Hope you had fun.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
You're amazing.
You're kind.
I thought you that I heard that Matt Barron said.
I told Matt to come, but he's not here. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I don't know if this is but I would recognize it.
Well, once you see them, you never forget.
I wanted to go to the website said tickets were sold out.
They were.
Before they were.
Oh.
Broadcast the entire tickets.
I will get back to the show. I'll get back to the show.
Take care.
Thank you, love. All right, I'm here. The pizza does flow. So does the drinks here at Greek's Pizzeria in Broad Ripple, where we have been broadcasting live. Tony Katz today, guys, an absolute pleasure. We left the syndication behind, and here we are, just hanging out, eating, drinking, enjoying. Yes, the Attorney General, Todd Rokita, did stop by. Yes, Tony Kinnan of the Kinnan Cast did stop by. It's just the thing that we do. Now, in 30 minutes, we'll head back over to Hammer and Nigel, who are there at the track for Carb Day. It was a good day in that the rain was able to hold. Things were able to go down, and can't be more appreciative. Now, as for the race itself, we have got ourselves weather that is mostly working in our favor. Mostly working in our favor. So right now, what we have is the rain not coming until the afternoon. We've got the actual start of the race. What is that? 12:56, 12:54 p.m. So we have got a chance for 2 hours of race to take place before we start seeing scattered showers. The key here is that they are scattered showers. There is no intensity. There's no deluge. And there's no saying that we're going to see the rain take place over the track itself. Now, of course, we're going to have everything over at WIBC.com, right? We are the race. We are it. We are the everything right there. So we are going to have everything for you from beginning to end. There is nothing that we won't be covering. We have a starting grid that puts Alex Palou in the pole, who is right now driving out of his mind. Out of his mind, and you already know that. We have got people like Joseph Newgarden, who has won this race 2 times in a row, starting in the 20s, because it was not a good opportunity for him at qualifying. And qualifying, of course, got changed because Saturday got rained out and everything moved to Sunday. And that meant you were one and done. No, Joseph Newgarden did not think he was going to be starting in the middle of row 8 in position 23. Did not. Nor, by the way, did Ryan Hunter-Reay. I think he thought that this was going to be a little better of an opportunity for him, and it didn't come. Can they move up from 8? Of course they can move up from 8. Will they move up from 8? Well, that's a problem because there's a lot of people in the way. I take you to those top 3 rows, those first 3 rows, because Palou, Rossi, and Malukas. I know some people are very high on Malukas, riding Team Penske in the Chevrolet. His qualifying was 231.877. I'm not opposed to the dude at all. I just am not as high on him as I am on other people. Alexander Rossi, we're going to find out if this ankle and this wrist are really a problem, because he could talk about being cleared to drive after the accident the other day, and he is cleared to drive, and I'm glad for that. He is walking around with the boot, with the cast. He says it's a non-weight-bearing issue, and he's sitting, you're not going to be weight-bearing. I've never been in a race car, guys, probably because of what I weigh. But the thing that I know is so many of the things that you do are basic muscle memory, and any twinge that moves you out of that moves you out of everything. I have no question of Alexander Rossi's capabilities. He won this 10 years ago at the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500. I do question whether or not this is going to have an effect. Nobody was driving better than Felix Rosenquist, who I thought was going to get the pole, who starts in the inside of row 2 in position 4. I want this to be an opportunity for him. I don't know why we saw that drop. I can't answer it there in the Meyershank racing car. But me, I'm not even moving into the 5-6. I'm not even moving into the conversation about Ferrucci and O'Ward, because O'Ward had himself a great bunch of practices. He had himself a great opportunity there in the Fast 6. I'm moving it to row 3. I'm moving it to row 3 and Connor Daly in the middle of row 3. Dude, I interviewed him yesterday on the morning show. And I'm like, there's something different. There's just something different about Connor Daly. And is it maturity? Is it an understanding of who he is as a driver? He discusses the fact that this is the fastest car he's ever been in. Well, is that actually true? Or is he able to better communicate what he needs out of a car to be able to get the most out of the car? Is there come a moment, I'm looking at a guy who knows more about racing than all of us put together, there comes a moment where the experience meets the moment and you know how to ask for the thing that you need. And I wonder if that's Connor Daly's spot, his moment, because there is no reason he's not walking away with his face on the board Warner. Absolutely not. You could talk about Alex Palou all you want from now until the end of time. There is zero reason. And for Dry and Reinbold, it would be the greatest thing that ever happened to them. There is zero reason to think that Connor Daly is not the guy. Not counting anybody out. I'm not giving my predictions until race day. So race day starts at 6 a.m. and we will be at Pagoda Plaza. We'll be right out front, myself and JMV, bringing you the whole pre-race. Matt Bear will be in the traffic center, getting you to the track. We've got our staff all around, the news guys, other people from the race, getting reports, doing all sorts of things, and we will have it for you. We'll also have the report on the weather. Right now, the weather is not the issue. The issue is whether Grunk, who is the Grand Marshal of the Snake Pit, will keep his pants on. I'm here to tell you, Grunk, we're not Tom Brady. We're not going to tell you what to do. You want to stand, you want to sit, pants on, pants off. You live your life your way. You go full Grunk style, right? Not a problem whatsoever. Don't ask us to cheer for the Patriots. That ain't happening. We will have no part of that. But pants free, full on toga, whatever it is you want, you can go do and enjoy. The race is going to be fantastic. And right now, the weather is mostly fully cooperating. I think that's the way to say it. So I want to see you there. And don't forget, if you swing by, the first person to say, I love Greek's Pizzeria, they get the cigars. We picked our cigars for the Indy 500. The list is at eatdrinksmokeshow.com and, of course, at WIBC.com. You're the first person to come see me and scream, I love Greek's Pizzeria. You're getting the cigars. You're at the race. And not you people who are here at Greek's Pizzeria right now. People are looking at other people. Should I yell at them? No, you should order the 5th beer. That's what you should do right there. It's going to be a fantastic day. It's going to work. And one of the things that we also have to start tracking when we talk about victory, the humidity is going to be there. Humidity changes the race completely. And it really does compared to what the drivers had on practice. There wasn't not an ounce of humidity that they dealt with in all those days of practice. Even when we talk about the accident with Alexander Rossi, that wasn't a humidity issue. This is the first humidity hit, not even today. The first humidity hit is going to be race day. So especially as they do those warm-up laps and Signetti is driving the pace car, I want to see how wide they get. I want to see, do they stay in that, what they call that, a dragon, as they start moving through? Or do they start really trying to get their tires to work to the best of their ability? I cannot wait to see it. I've got more show coming up. Keep it here, guys. I'm Tony Katz at Griggs Pizzeria in South Broad Ripple. You should stop by, get a pizza, enjoy yourself. There's a good time to be had. 49th and College. And of course, get your pizza from Greek's Pizzeria. Order tonight, order for the weekend, place that order and enjoy. You don't have to cook this weekend. Greek's Pizzeria has got you covered. This is Tony Katz today. That's it. Oh, it's a good man. Guy's great. I'm gonna ask you just to the drink. I don't want to spill it on this. Yeah, thanks. They don't mix. They don't make it. So I've got the lid and straw. Well, I appreciate listening to the station. Yeah, Guy is great. Guy's a terrific man. Okay. Okay. I did scouting for a while. Wasn't an Eagle. Okay. That's cool. I don't think they do, actually. I don't think they do. I'm not sure. No. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work here. No, you're fine. You're fine. Just wanted to let you know.
Our city right there. See what's a part of our daily
Oh my goodness. So that is really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Was your baby born for your Studies now show that premature infants
It's a mouthful. Thank you.
strict filing deadlines. Waiting to meet.
It's a vaporized one.
So whereabouts in Brooklyn are you from?
Bensonhurst.
Really? Or what part?
And I was young when I left, very young. I'm gonna get back to the show in a minute. So we have Tulsi Gabbard resigning as the Director of National Intelligence. No, it is not a scandal. No, she was not asked to leave. Tony Katz today. Good to be here. Good to be with you live from Greek's Pizzeria, South Broad Ripple. We left the syndicated show behind and we did it just here, just for us. Talk about race, talk about carb day, carb loading on carb day with Greek's Pizzeria. Order your pizza right now. Would you? Thank you. Thank you very much. There's a Greek's Pizzeria near you. You should go check them out. You should go order tonight. Perfect way to end the day. Why cook? Greek's Pizzeria. Do I sound like a professional when I do that? I was going for professional when I do that. No, Tulsi Gabbard is stepping away because her husband has bone cancer. She is not stepping away because there's an issue or there's drama. If she was stepping away because there was an issue or drama, then you wouldn't have her stepping away at the end of June. When you see people trying to make hay of this, trying to create something political out of this, you've seen the enemy. You will know the fraudster. You will know the people who are not worth your time, your attention, or your love. You will know bad folk. And they're going to try. Oh, it's dysfunction. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. No, it is not. It is a wife saying that my husband matters more. And honestly, we could use a little bit more of that. Husbands too. Then there is the horrifying story of Kyle Busch and reports coming out that he was found unresponsive in a racing simulator before his death. Now, those are reports. Some of this is TMZ. There are now voicemails that are out, the calls that were made to 911. I let others play in that space. But it is horrifying. First of all, 41 is a baby. 41 is a child, an absolute child. As I sit here right now, I have decided that anything under 106 is just too young. Everything after 106, it's like, now you're just being greedy. And I don't even believe in greed. So you're fine. You can go for 108. I'm not here to judge. But anything under 106 is just, it's too young. And 41 is a child. And he had a family. And what was it? They're going to pontificate. We're not going to know right now. Someone's going to know. I will admit that when they came out with the statement of severe illness, I think it struck people as a, wait, what is this? But we have to recognize that just because severe illness is what was said doesn't mean that's what it was. People who don't know, and if the family puts out the statement, they can get it wrong and no one can get, you shouldn't at least get angry with them. They said what they said. Right? That's all there is. You just know that it's awful. And you know at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you're going to see Kyle Busch jerseys everywhere, shirts. You're going to see absolutely on the screen. There's going to be a retrospective and a nod to the cap to Kyle Busch. It is a big thing. It is in a world of unexpected things. Absolutely unexpected. We don't have a deal with Iran. Okay, that was expected. That was absolutely expected. We don't have a deal, and we're not going to have one today. We have the Qataris meeting with the Iranians to see if a deal can be made. That's what we have. Will it be? No. No, I don't believe that. If a deal gets made, what the president is saying is that we are really okay with the behavior change and not the regime change. The behavior changes, they can't get a nuclear weapon and we're done here. And that will satisfy, a neutering of the regime will satisfy Saudi Arabia and a host of other Gulf states. The strait gets back open, the oil prices are down, everybody's making money again. Fantastic. That's not what I'm looking for, and that's not what a lot of people are looking for. However, it can easily satisfy the president. That can be what that comes. And maybe that's what the Qataris are trying to settle out there. And then there's Kevin Warsh, who was sworn in as the chair of the Federal Reserve. No more Jerome Powell. And maybe that explains why the Dow is over 420 points up at 50,710 as I'm talking to you right now. Why the NASDAQ is up 122. Because there is a belief that a new Fed chair is going to lower interest rates. Nothing about inflation says you can do that. And I'm pretty sure that no one gives a good holy damn what the inflation is. The 10-year Treasury, which is what you base the 30-year fixed on, the 10-year Treasury right now is at 4.558, which means, and we were at over 4.6, which means don't be surprised, the lagging indicator, you see the 30-year fixed at 7%. We're back to those numbers. Lower the interest rates, bring this down, get housing starts going, to have a strong summer and build yourself up into the midterms. Possible. Not good for inflation. Not by a long shot. But honestly, leave it all to the side. It's Carb Day and it's Race Day weekend. And then, of course, it's Memorial Day. And people are going to forget. Do not forget the people that gave all to allow us to be here today. You say a prayer for them. You have a thought for them. You share this with your parents and your grandparents and your kids and your aunts and your uncles. You take the moment. You don't have an American flag? Go buy one and put it up. This is why we have the weekend. It isn't about how many hot dogs you can consume. I don't care what Joey Chestnut does or if he slaps you into it. You do not. Oh, it's a good joke. That's not the concern. Memorial Day matters. And we say thank you and we remember. If you have to ask, just know we remember. Thank you to Greek's Pizzeria, South Broad Ripple, GreeksPizzeria.com. This is a fun show. Thank you, kittens. Thank you, everybody. Good stuff. Hammer and Nigel are up next. This is Tony Katz today. Let's go racing. See you Sunday. That is it. Thank you, Allison. Now go enjoy that other show that isn't as good. See you later, kid. Dude, thank you.